Good evening, everybody. This is me, Sanjay Kaul, back with you once again at 8:30 show, and the show is Adding Zeros. Today is very special day and exciting day as we are getting closer to 9th and 10th of October. And you know what? There have been a lot of curious calls, a lot of people today inquiring about what is adding zeros about. So those who have been us with us, thank you. And those who are new to us, welcome to the show. On 9th and 10th, we are conducting the first time in India a workshop about strategic thinking and execution planning. We are having Mr. Harish Mehta with us, who is one of the 9 globally trained practitioner with us. Welcome and good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Sanjay. It gives me so much of joy, and I'm proud to share
Mhm.
that we have been speaking Facebook Live and YouTube Live since last Monday.
Yes.
From Monday to Friday, those 5 days, and yesterday and today, the seventh day. Now, I want to share today the program that we are talking about is adding zeros. And adding zeros, how do we add up to zeros?
Mm.
This thought will be coming in people that what a concept of adding zeros, what is it all about?
Mm.
When I speak today, I ask people, do you know what is a successful business? Yes. I want all the listeners to write down how do you define a successful business? A successful business, as per our definition, as facilitators of add zeros and the 5 disciplines that bring to adding zeros for the people who we are adding the zeros for is a successful business is one that is sustainable.
Mm.
Number one, that is sustainable. Number two, that is predictable. That means you can know, predict. Number three, stable. Number four, consistent period of time. And finally, has an emotional connect. How many of you could look at this as a definition for a successful business? A successful business is one which is sustainable, predictable, stable, consistent, and has an emotional connect. Now, each one of you listening to me, playing leadership roles, or in the management in organizations, think through today. Is your business successful? Or is your business having a gap in all these areas which I just mentioned? Now, when we say we are coming out with a program, you know who is the core customer for me and us in the program? He is a CEO or in the leadership team with a fast growing organization. What did I say? Fast growing organization. Now ask yourself, listeners, and who will be part of the program, if you are a CEO or a part of the leadership team, do you see yourself growing fast? Be honest. Because your integrity as a CEO, as a leader will come up. If you are a CEO and a part of the leadership team, you have to define, are we fast growing, are we growing, or we are slow? Yes. Because I will share with you when I do the program or before the program starts, I will know where are you coming from. I have some great process to do. The assessment of the people, the organizations that they belong to, is a process which we do. A fast growing organization is passionate about both the team and the self investment. About the team and the self investment. Driven towards a big vision. How big is your vision? Driven towards a big vision, and vision is always future. A big vision of the future, and understands that the journey need not be taken alone. So, CEO, leadership team, fast growing intention needs to invest on himself, on his team members with a big vision for tomorrow beyond 3 years, 5 years, 25 years. And he or she, at the CEO perspective, understands that the journey cannot be taken alone. It's not I, it's we. So, what are we going to address in the Adding Zeros program? People have been calling me up from all over now. I had a friend calling me from a place called Croatia. He said, Harish, we are 10 of us. Can you give us the program? I said, sure. Can you give us a deep discount? I said, no. I said, a $3,000 program, and I'm coming out first time in India for the people of India. Just because you know me, you are a friend of mine, you saw me on the social media in my LinkedIn. I said, no, I am doing the program at $500 instead of the $3,000. And I know the value that we will give you when we do the program. And why am I doing this precursor to the ninth and 10th? I know this is going to be of immense value to the CEO or the wannabe CEO or a member of the leadership team. This is priceless. And I insist the word, this is priceless. And this is so valuable that you will share with me, those who join me on the 10th at 7 p.m. when we close the program, that, sir, there was so much that we got, and when can you come and address and look at the gaps in my organization?
Hmm.
My CEO and our top 9 people would like to sit with you and do the assessment. And it's only a half an hour exercise. When I raise those 50 questions, 10 in each segment: strategy, business development, people, which is the fourth one. Do you know that? Execution. And finally, the mission. When we talk about these, I will come to know the depth and the width of the people running or managing the organization. It's all about what you do, how you do, and who you serve, and what you serve, and the rewards you get for serving. So, where are we going to add zeros? Every aspect. And adding zeros, the purpose is only one. I want you to write it down. What's the purpose of adding zeros? The purpose is profitable corporate citizenship. Yes, profitable corporate is a culture, and citizenship is who you belong to. Today, you belong to the world. Now, now that I've defined who is my core customer, are you one of my core customers? Yes, you are. And when you say you are my core customer, do you realize when the journey needs to be done together, what do we need to do? We need to align. We need to align. Have you ever heard of a vehicle when people go for servicing? They say, just check the alignment. The alignment is between the four tires, the wheels, and does it make a noise? So you put a weight on the left side or the right side so that the alignment is proper. Similarly, in leadership and the people who are playing the role of management, is your team aligned? And this is a great process I must share. You will jump right now off my this thing and sign up, I know, because there are limited seats and you don't want to miss an opportunity to align your leadership in the next 3 days. Yes. This is an investment to align yourself with the leadership so that the vehicle gets those weights. And those weights could be minimal, those weights could be big. I'm just sharing with you an example how the weights in a car, in a vehicle matter. And when you drive the vehicle on a highway, highway is exponential growth. Highway is exponential growth. Is the vehicle roadworthy? Are the people aligned? Are they trustworthy? Can they see them together beyond me to us? So you learn a lot. So, what are we going to talk about? The core customer, that is you. And what are the core competencies we are addressing? We are addressing core competencies. What are those core competencies? Making complex topics simple. I repeat, making complex topics simple. And when you can do that, next step is you start thinking as executors. And the third one, we are going to create a process of facilitating the planning and the execution, facilitating the business planning and the execution process. So, wherever you are in the journey of alignment or not aligned exactly, when we look at those gaps through those 50 questions, we will ensure that you get the solutions, and we will share the solutions with the CEO and his leadership team, and they will themselves look at this facilitation, which will align each one of them to the core. So, now, what are the core values that we are talking about? And I will share with you the core values that we are planning to give to each of these people who join us. This is going to be impact driven. Yes, this is going to be impact driven, achieving exponential growth for ourselves and our, oh, you put it up brilliantly, and our constituents. Impact driven, achieving exponential growth for ourselves and for our constituents. Now, we have been speaking about our constituents all these days. So, our constituents are A, the, the customer. The customer is our constituents. Can you share that graph a little bit here so they can see the five disciplines? Yeah, just focus on the five disciplines. Yeah, open it up. Yeah. So, who are our constituents? Our constituents are, in strategy, we are addressing two constituents, the community and the company. The community and the company. In business development, we are addressing two constituents. How does it benefit the company and the customer? And in the third, we are addressing people, through the people. Who are they looking after? The customer and the team which runs the business. And so, community, company, customer, team, and finally, the constituent is the stakeholders. Now, just look at it. Each one is going to add zeros. From day one, when you started, it was one, and thereafter, you are only adding zeros in each of these segments, in each of these disciplines, which we will talk to you in depth on the 9th and 10th. So, the discipline of strategy, the discipline of business development, the discipline of people development, the discipline of execution. And finally, the mission, the why, the values which I spoke about, and the values that are visible in each and every employee, team member in the organization. And this is responded by the customer. He knows he gets value from your company, so he's going to give you more and more in terms of your customer service, in terms of your the way you market yourself, and the way you give them the satisfaction of selling your products. So I can go on, I can do the session today, but we are here only as a precursor to showcase to you. And today I must announce this is the best program today, and we are offering it to you. And offering it to you at 20% the price that is being offered internationally, globally. I, being a global facilitator, I know. Why? Because I'm offering it to my leadership in my country, and me and Sanjay together have decided to offload it at a price of $500 only. And we are looking at growing you exponentially. Now, I must share with you, invest in yourself, invest in your team so that you can take them on the journey of together. You saw
Sir,
when I was speaking about the core customer, I said the journey need to not be taken alone. It has to be taken with the team, and the team needs to be aligned. When the core team is aligned at the top, the leadership and management, you can imagine how the work will flow through these five disciplines. And I am obsessed, so I can keep on talking about this subject, but
yeah.
I must
Sir,
confess.
I have got few emails in
Okay,
last few days. I thought I'll pick up a couple of questions.
please,
Maybe you can
please,
address them, right?
please.
So one of the question is coming that since we are targeting this program more or less towards the small and small medium enterprise companies. So the person said that I am at the almost like in virtual COO. I run the company, but for everything, every budget, I need to go to my promoter. but the promoter is not interested in trainings and all these things these days. So how to handle that situation?
You know what? Do you ask the promoter what amount of profits that he desires to make from the operation? Have you ever thought about asking him, do you want us to make 10 times or 10%? Make it simple. Do you want us to make 30% or 30 times growth? Do you have the ability as COO to ask that question? Can you challenge your ability? We will show you that the process will help you, first of all, build yourself. We do a session on mindsets. And when I shift mindsets, the self belief will come. And when you believe your team is aligned to the belief process,
Hmm.
who can stop you other than you and your core team member? When I said, what is this? Who is responsible for this? The CEO and the leadership team. And when they're aligned, you can promise 30 times, 30 times, 30x, yes. We have been doing this all over the world, and I have been doing here in India for the
Yeah.
last 9 years as a business leadership and executive coach with Action Coach International. And when
Okay.
my
Sir.
leader speaks, it's brilliant.
Awesome. So second question, another person had asked during the workshop, do we provide some tools where they can measure their growth in terms of zeros?
We will provide you with all the tools that are required to learn, to adapt, and to do it into your organization. One, two, with yourself. Three, the process of aligning the leadership team. And when you register, we'll share with you an advance copy. When you register today, tomorrow, we'll share with you the advance copy, what we will do with you on day one, and you have to be coming prepared. And we'll give you work between 9 p.m. on Friday till you shape up on Saturday at
For
4
the next week.
p.m. Enough work for you,
So, so the
and you
message
will
is
realize.
that there are enough of tools available. In fact, there will be a lot of tools. But the challenge with Mr. Harish is saying, will you be prepared to carry on all the tools with you? Another question was, sir, I am planning to move into my startup, but will be only two people as friends we are starting. How will this program benefit us?
It is essential today for startups to have adequate knowledge to start up. But realize, when you have immense knowledge about the destination that you have chosen to go, what does it bring into you? Total clarity and the roadmap in your mind. Today, I start at zero and I want to reach 100 million. And whosoever has asked this question, a beautiful question, you will get all the ropes to climb the Mount Everest. And in terms of strategy, is the maximum that you need to understand. Strategy, business development, people development, the talent that you need, the processes that you need to adapt in terms of execution. And finally, as two people, what core values are you going to create? What's going to be your purpose of building this startup? Because remember, startups are meant to grow up, and growing up will give you value. And people get value of their ideas when they start small. But starting small is one. Thinking big is what we will give you. And we will give you the process how to grow big by thinking big, and then on this process towards your Mount Everest, what you need to keep adding in terms of zeros.
So the
This is a
message is
brilliant
that if
program.
you, so the message is that even if you are planning to start, it just not even started, but you're planning to have your own startup, it is very essential for you to build up your knowledge base, build up the systems around you, because sometimes the processes fail because the systems are not built up. So another question, just a minute. Another question is that I am heading an organization as an HR head at a senior position. How will this program help me add value to my organization overall? I
Just
think
show
because
the chart of people. Just open that. I will explain to him. And this is very beautiful. Yeah. Just focus on the people part. Go to the people part. People. Yeah. Now, there are three elements to people: leadership, talent development, and recruitment. Now, if I ask you those 10 questions on people, I can guarantee I'm not being big because this is a program worldwide. This is meant for 10 million and above and 100 million and above corporates. But we are sharing it with you because we know startups will become 10 million and 10 million will become 100 million. So, knowledge is essential. What's your process of growing your talent? What's your process of recruitment? What's your process of people in leadership roles? How are you growing them to the executive positions? Are you addressing that or not? Is there a system? Is there a process in place? Or you don't know? Yes, is there a process? Is there a system in place for growing leadership? And some people grow within, some people need to be coached.
hmm,
Coaching comes for executive from outside. And executive coaching is into leadership roles, management positions. Do you know the role of a management is the person who's managing people has to manage those people who manage processes, not manage the manager. The manager who manages processes, you have to manage him. So the
hmm,
process is already given in the execution. Is he doing the process? Is he the right person at the right place at the right time doing the right job?
with the right
Now,
mindset.
yes. And is he aligned? It's important. So, Mr. CHRO, you need to be coming for this program. And I'll focus on those 10 questions, and you will be happy to address those 10 questions. Where you are today, where you need to be, and how soon.
Yeah, we
And
have.
it's important for you to believe in that. Yes, you got to be believing in that.
So there's a question online asking about the market condition during Corona. People are lost the job.
You know who lost his job? Mr. Rakesh Mistry. I would love to share with you. Who lost his job? Who did not think that he is of value doing something else? I will share with you instances. They put the factory down, closed it for 1 month, and they reopened. And today they are bigger than what they used to do before
Oh
Corona.
yes.
I have personal examples. The team that I coach, I have given them my element. It's the mindset. How many people know that in basketball we can pivot? Yes.
Yeah.
You can pivot with one leg, your left leg embedded on the ground. You can do 360 and you can score the goal on the other side. I'm so happy that you're looking the negative side because I am abundant. If you see, I add value and their minds, move minds from scarcity to abundance. And money is where you see. Because you can't see money, you don't know where is money. Money is opportunity. My dear Mr. Misri, money is opportunity. And opportunity is there. Do you know how many million masks have been made in India?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know the opportunity that you gave to the countrymen? Everybody is having minimum one.
Sir, I have
What
a
you don't
very,
know?
very close friend running an plastic ancillary unit for an automobile company. And when this whole lockdown started, his business was average, actually less than average. But in this whole thing, he his mindset was there to get an opportunity out of it. He was looking for some opportunity. Today, his factory is running 24 hours and he made a scale of 400% growth in 6 months just by making atomizers head, in the bottles, you need an atomizer.
Sanjay, look at Maruti Udyog. Look at the
Yeah.
big companies. They have pivoted like this, and decision making is like this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the other side people are struggling to survive, struggling to revive themselves. You know what? Because this went wrong. And Mr. Misri, I have done more than 150 seminars during the last 6 months, moving people from scarcity to abundance in the mind for life and business. I am happy to be engaged by you and serve you and take you on the journey from revive to thrive. Book me
In
in.
fact, in fact, I was reading, sir, it was just, I think, yesterday or day before on the business section of the newspaper, it was written that Mr. Mukesh Ambani grew his revenue by 9 crores per day, in addition to what he was doing in this last
And
6 months.
people invested into him, worth about 50,000 plus crores.
Second, since you spoke about automobile industry, second, in last 2 months, we have seen the highest ever vehicle models being launched worldwide. And the beauty of it is every vehicle launched is either in mid segment or on the higher segment.
So, Sanjay, where people failed in leadership, I must confess now. The people who were in leadership failed because they could not think what new can they create from here.
True.
And they were living in the past. And those people could not give energy to their teams. That is the reason they could not use their team to think differently, to create. This is a beautiful piece of
So
the
practically
mind.
speaking, we are seeing the growth of every company who did not shut down, who did not lay off their employees, who did not cut on salaries. They have grown by more than 200, 250%. And the people who were worried laid off the staff, laid down on customers. They did not lay off the staff, they laid down on customers. The companies, in fact, I am involved with directly with, that in my entrepreneurship, I am directly with the company. Today, the business is like factories running full with actually booked for whole year because the factory never stopped. And not only that, in my other business associations where I am working, those my personally, practically, I can give names also, which should not be given right now. Those who never shut down, those who kept commitments to the customer and Incidentally, they did a lot of creative and added a lot of new products into their business.
I want
And
to
that,
share here
yeah,
the companies I coach as a strategy coach, as a mentor, as an executive coach. They asked me, should we lay people off? I said, no.
no,
I said, pay them the salary in advance. Two, in June, when we saw it's going to be longer, we say cut it down by 10%, 20%, 30%. And we had one weapon with us. I want to release this today. Communicate, communicate, communicate.
yes,
Ruthlessly communicate with your employee. Ask him about his family, his welfare, his house. Ask him how you can help him in any which way. That was the leader's role. And similarly, the sales team used to ask their customer, can they help them? Can they help them in any which way? Not selling products in terms of emotional, that ability of engaging with their minds. And today, now that we are opening up in October, you see those customers, those employees are being called for. We need more products now. And they remembered you for the good call that you made in April of 2020.
sure,
So, customer is the king, and your employee has responsible to look after him in these times.
true,
And your responsibility as the leader, as the owner, was to look after your employee in those 2, 3 months. And
exactly.
those who have done have survived, have revived, and now you see post this October, the Diwali, the Christmas, it's going to open up and they're going to thrive.
Sir, in
So,
fact, I like to add for the companies who are actually laying off the staff and have gone through all these challenges, is basically for them, perhaps they never had the discipline of sustainability.
no,
I
they had a
put it such
fear.
simple in a way,
The fear
if
had come
your
into
business
them.
is, yeah,
Sustainability is once you know that you are fearless. My product sells. It is not the right
correct.
time. That's it.
I was reading Corona is still there, and I don't know how whether it is for real news or fake news. There is another virus which is starting, is cat virus something. So what will you do then?
Sanjay, my humble submission is get this virus out.
Yes,
Get this
the
virus
virus
out
is
from
here.
your mind, and everything is full of joy, happiness, delight. If you have your mind in control, everything is in control. Your energy levels are high, your flow is brilliant, and you are liked by people. Why did I
Okay.
have the energy to give 150 seminars during these last 6 months? Because I knew the more I pump positive energy into them. I had three fundamental principles which I shared:
Yeah.
24 by 7 positive mental attitude, self discipline, and enthusiasm. Carry these with you, and the business and life is going to prosper.
Fantastic. Okay, we are already exceeding time as always.
Thank you for
And
asking this
here's the
question,
thing
sir.
is, the business
Thank you for
strategy and
asking.
execution planning is happening on 9th and 10th. We still have a couple of days. We are coming here 8:30 every day, and we are here tomorrow and day after, Wednesday and Thursday. If you have any queries, any clarification, any questions, we are more than happy to answer your queries. You're looking for booking details or more details about our program, please visit our website www.oslos.com slash the new view webinar. This whole thing is about the new you, the concept of new view. We also run a program every Sunday at 4 p.m. It's the new view, where we, not only Mr. Harish or me, talk about, but also we bring in a new expert from the industry who are pouring their own knowledge, information, and experiences to you at Sunday, 4 p.m. More about the program you want to know, this is my number, this is Harish's number. Please feel free, or you want to write to us, this is our email ID. We are more than happy to serve you. So that's all we have today. So thank you, Mr. Harish, for coming. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. I'm 100% sure the people are going to benefit like global successful leaders do. I always stress on the word global successful leaders because this is what they do. Thank you, sir. Good night. And
Good
good
night.
night, all of you. See you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Stay safe.